As the Boston Celtics celebrated their championship parade in Boston on Friday, discussions have already begun about which Eastern Conference team poses the greatest threat to the Celtics next season. The Miami Heat, despite needing to qualify for the playoffs through the play-in tournament in each of the last 2 seasons, might not be the obvious answer based on recent standings. Teams like the New York Knicks, Philadelphia 76ers, Milwaukee Bucks, Cleveland Cavaliers, Orlando Magic, and Indiana Pacers all finished ahead of the Heat this past season. However, retired Heat icon Udonis Haslem passionately defended Miami's prospects on ESPN's First Take panel on Friday. When fellow panelists Kendrick, Perkins and Windhorst mentioned teams such as the Knicks, Bucks, and 76ers as major threats, Haslem took exception to the exclusion of the Heat from their answers. Duncan Robinson, Terry Rozier, Jimmy Butler, a young superstar in Bam Adebayo, a young superstar in Tyler Herro, Jamie Jaquez Jr. Niko Jovic. Why don't nobody ever say the Miami Heat? A passionate Haslem said on the ESPN morning show. The last 4 or 5 years, it's come down to the Miami Heat or the Boston Celtics. Milwaukee stuck themselves in there, but it's come down to the Miami Heat or the Boston Celtics. And we got La Spolstra Nostra. Indeed, the Heat and Celtics have clashed in the playoffs in 4 of the last 5 seasons. The Heat eliminated the Celtics in the 2020 Eastern Conference Finals. The Celtics ended the Heat's season in the 2022 East Finals. The Heat ousted the Celtics in the 2023 East Finals, and the Celtics made quick work of the Heat in the first round of this year's playoffs on their way to their first NBA title since 2008. So I'm sitting here asking, why don't nobody ever say the Miami Heat? Continued Haslem, who was hired by the Heat in November, just months into his retirement, to be the vice president of basketball development. A healthy Miami Heat is the team that can challenge Boston because we've done it the last 4 out of 5 years. I'm sick of this, man. This got to stop. The Heat hate got to stop. First Take host Molly Karam responded to Haslem by highlighting the uncertainty surrounding Jimmy Butler's situation with the Heat. It's not Heat hate, Karam said. We don't even know if you're going to have Jimmy Butler. Butler, who turns 35 on September 14, entered this offseason seeking a maximum 2-year contract extension worth about $113 million from the Heat. This extension would include salaries of $54.3 million for the 2025-26 season, which is nearly a $2 million increase from the player option that it would replace in Butler's current contract for that season, and $58.6 million for the 2026-27 season, when Butler will be 37 years old. Heat president Pat Riley was noncommittal last month when asked if the Heat would grant Butler that extension this offseason, which has led to outside speculation regarding a potential Butler trade, the topic Karam was referring to. We do know we're going to have our best player, Haslem responded on First Take. You ain't heard us say he's going somewhere. We just hear y'all saying he's going somewhere. Ain't none of us ever saying he's going somewhere. So what, is it not sexy enough for y'all because all we do is win? Because we win with guys that y'all don't know. Haslem has been featured in a broadcasting role on ESPN throughout the week, offering his opinions and analysis on NBA topics following the Celtics' record-setting 18th NBA championship win on Monday. Meanwhile, the Celtics paraded through Boston on Friday after a 24-hour trip to Miami earlier in the week to celebrate their championship. When asked by Celtics television analyst and former NBA big man Brian Scalabrine during Friday's parade whether this week's celebratory trip to Miami was sweeter than other trips to South Florida that Boston has taken in recent years, Celtics star Jason Tatum responded with a grin. They're always easy. The Heat, plagued by injuries this past season, aim to field a healthier and more competitive roster next season to challenge the Celtics and other Eastern Conference contenders. Miami holds the 15th and 43rd picks in next week's NBA draft, which spans 2 days this year on Wednesday and Thursday, ahead of the official start of NBA free agency on June 30.